Alright, so today we're looking at our brakes. This is your master cylinder right here. As you can see, your brake pedal basically pushes these two pins against the master cylinder, which puts pressure on the fluid, which basically applies pressure to your brakes. This is an item you want to make sure you stay on top of, swapping your fluid. If you've got a used or bought a used buggy, more than likely this has probably never been changed. So it gets dark, it gets nasty. Brake fluid absorbs moisture. So we want to make sure we stay on top of this, and then when we flush this, we want to make sure we use new fluid, meaning sealed, brand new fluid. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off clean this out real good and fill it, and then go to each brake caliper and flush the fluid at each caliper. And so what we're going to do, since we're going to have new in here, we're going to flush new fluid through the system. Something with these brakes, as a little side note here, is you can adjust these pins to change your brake bias, meaning how much pressure is applied to the front or rear brakes. One of these is front, one of these is rear. You can just pop this little pin out right here. It's a little cotter pin, and if you're unsure on yours, you can just put one of these pins in, push on the brakes, and if your front brakes or your rear brakes have pressure against them, that'll tell you. If you want to soften them up on that side, you can just thread this in. If you want to put more pressure on that side, you can thread it out. So here's what our rear caliper looks like. Here's our caliper. We've got our brake rotor here. The rear rotor is much bigger than the fronts, and our bleeder right here. So we're just going to pop this cap off, expose our bleeder valve. We're going to pull vacuum on this and crack that loose and flush the system. Okay, here's your front brake caliper. Same concept. You got your brake caliper here. Here's your rotor and your bleeder valve on top of the caliper. So we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to pop the cap off there, expose the bleeder. We're going to pull vacuum on this, crack this loose, and flush the system. Alright, so here's what we're using today. I picked this bad boy up at Harbor Freight. A friend of mine recommended it to me. It's a bleeder kit. Comes with a bleeder. You've got an auto refill kit, and then miscellaneous attachments for hooking up to different calipers. We're not going to use the auto refill kit today. We're just going to use the bleeder, and then we're going to hook up a straight fitting to the calipers. This is pretty easy. So all you do is you'll hook up your air compressor to this fitting here, and then once we hook it up to the bleeder valve on the caliper, we'll flip this lever on. We'll crack the bleeder valve loose, and it'll just suck all the fluid and contain it in here in this container. So makes the process much quicker, makes it easy. So yeah, let's get at it. That's got some crud down in there. I think I'm going to take some Q-tips and clean that out. Let's see how nasty that is. Let the bleeding begin. I didn't bolt the bumper on.